Okay, shit. Okay, I'm just gonna make this thing quick, guys, because I was recording this thing and my voice was not audible and shit and shit. But anyway, so now I'm just gonna restart again, sharp. So you're gonna look at these boxes, the first one and the second one. Basically, these are sessions of the market. Those that are familiar with it, they will know there's a London session, New York session, and the other one. Forgot the other one, but then yeah, that's not important. What's important is how to make money. So now, looking at this, you're just gonna mark your lowest support and then you mark your highest support as I did there. And then the moment the market goes out and the candle closes outside, then that's when you know where the market is gonna go and that's when you take your trade. First of all, here as you can see, on this day it closed above, it crossed the resistance and closed above. Basically, you're gonna buy there. You buy there, what happens? You buy there and then up until whenever you're satisfied, your buy entry you can put it there just to be sure and stuff, as you can see. Yeah, and then we move to the next day. Where is your highest resistance? It's that one. Where is your lowest support? It's that one. And then where do you put your entry? You put your entry exactly there. First candle outside, it's that one, and then that's the second one. So you put it there. Where do you put your stop loss? You put your stop loss there. And then and then o dira ka filter mo o bontshitse sefathego sa se ka bontsha sefathego unless o dira ka filter no nagana mara etse mfana re te post ra re during the traffic days. Anyway, excuse born and I was recording here, but anyway, I'm not perfect and I don't care if they're complaining shit. Focus on the market, don't focus on me. So anyway, let's continue, guys. We are here to make money and not to play. The only time we wanna play is when we plug the robot and then we plug and play it. You see. But anyway, your highest resistance, the new highest resistance is that one, and the new support, lowest support is that one. So we wait for the market to do what? To close outside one of our marked areas. It broke the resistance, therefore we know it's a buy. And where are we gonna put our buy? We put our buy there up until you're satisfied. You will close when you're happy. Then we move to the next day. You close your profits, you wait for the next day. You wait for the first session and the second session to get done. Once it's complete, you mark your lowest support and then you mark your highest resistance. You wait for it to break one of those. It broke the one at the top, therefore we know that we were gonna buy. You were gonna buy there, you were going to buy exactly there, and then we know for sure that you're going to be in profit. And then you came back and hit your stop loss if you were too greedy. And then now we go to the next day, right? You wait for your first session and the second session. After that, that's when you mark your areas: highest support, highest resistance, and your your lowest support, basically. And then after that, it broke your support, therefore we know that you are selling. You would have placed your sell entry there. You would have placed your you would have placed your sell entry there, and then up until you're satisfied. But I can see this one was a short one, but then luckily it didn't go back to hit our stop loss, so we're lucky. We move to the next day. Your highest resistance and your lowest support, as you can see. And then the market did what? It broke the support. You know that you are selling. You were going to put your entry right there on that first candle outside. Therefore, you'll hold it until you're satisfied. And then we move on to the next day. You wait for your first session, and then you wait for your second session, and then you mark your highest resistance, and then you mark your lowest support. You wait for it to break. It broke at the bottom, therefore we knew that we were going to sell. And then there goes our sell entry. Yeah, there goes our sell entry there. And then up until you're satisfied. If you were too greedy, it was gonna come back and hit your stop loss. And then we move. We move on to the next day. You wait for your first session and your second session to be complete. Once it's done, you mark your highest resistance, and then you mark your lowest support. And then on this day, it didn't break any of the two, so therefore you're not gonna trade on this day. As you can see, it was like what, on the 22 of June. So on that day, you're not gonna trade. You are going to leave it and wait for the next day. The next day, you wait for the first session, second session, and then you mark your highest resistance, and then you mark your lowest support. Exactly. And then you wait for it to break. It broke the support, therefore you knew that you was gonna sell. You would have made profits there with that spike. And then if you hold it too long, it was gonna come back, but likely it was not gonna hit your stop loss, and it was gonna keep going down and back into profits. And then after that day, you wait for the first session again, as we said. The process is the same. You just keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you don't get too greedy and you don't get too excited at the same time. Highest resistance, lowest support. Did it break any of the two? No. Therefore, you're not gonna trade 2 days in a row. You're not trading. You're just patiently waiting for the right setup. Exactly. Not this thing of you wanting to trade every day and every morning and afternoon. And then you wait for the next day. You mark your highest resistance. Good. You mark your lowest support. Good. And then you wait for it to break. It broke what? The resistance. Therefore, we know that we were buying. On that orange area there, you can see that is my entry. I would have bought up until I'm satisfied. You go to the next day. We're still on June. The next day says first session gave us our lowest support, and then the second session gave us our highest resistance. Which one broke? The support. Therefore, we are selling. Orange area marks the area where I would have sold and been in profit. And then we go to the next day again after that. Our first session gave us the resistance, but it broke. So on the second session, it gave us our highest resistance and then our lowest support. Therefore, which one broke? The support broke, but as I've said this earlier on, do not depend on a 10% breakout candle. Wait for a proper candle like this one. You see this one? You wait for that one, that's where you buy, goes into profits, it comes back to retest, and then it goes back into profits. You see? You must not be afraid of losses. You understand? What's important is consistency. Consistency in profits. As you can see, the strategy has been consistent ever since I've started explaining this to you. We move on to the next day. The next day, we have our lowest support there, and then we have our highest resistance there. It broke our resistance, therefore we knew that we were gonna buy. Where is my entry? Right there. That's a whole lot of profits, eh? And then we move on to the next day. The next day gives us that's our resistance. First session gave us our resistance. The second session gave us our support. Good. And then, unfortunately, on this day, you're going to make a loss. This was the beginning of July. So I'm going to carry it here and make another video. You're going to enter there and hope that it goes down like that. And unfortunately, you're going to lose on this day. So, yeah, wait for the next video, eh?